Hello, hello, gals. I'm Mariah Young, the Gal CEO, in case you don't know me. And I'm hopping on today to chat with you guys about creating community. I'm actually going to be sharing the G.A.L.S story, which, if you don't know G.A.L.S, it stands for Gorgeous, Awe-Inspiring Ladies Socializing. And I'm going to share the story today about how that came about in the first place, why it's a thing. And I'm actually going to have a guest on with me, Renee, who is doing amazing things creating community around her. So make sure that you grab some water or some tea, something to drink. Listen in. You guys are not going to want to miss this chat that I'm having with Dawn today. And we will be right back with you. All right, guys, I'm excited to share Renee with you and share the G.A.L.S story. If you're watching from YouTube, Facebook, or the G.A.L.S community, please make sure that you say hello. Tell us who you are in the comments because StreamYard will not tell us. But if you have any questions, make sure and ask those. And I or Dawn will make sure that we get back to you and answer those for you. I am excited to share Dawn with you because she has truly just bloomed, launched, done amazing last. And I have to tell you, she is on fire. You guys are going to want to hear the stuff that she is up to, the things that she's accomplishing and conquering. So make sure you stay tuned. And without further ado, I'm going to bring on Renee. Hey, it's Renee.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
All right. So we're talking about creating community today. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to start with sharing with you guys, and I'll keep it short because I don't want to go too long on it. And I want to start asking Renee some great questions. But I'm going to share with you guys the story about G.A.L.S. So G.A.L.S came out of my coaching business that I was doing back in 2019. I was working online. I was a solopreneur doing all these things, networking, all business based. And I was feeling lonely. I felt like I didn't have friends outside of the networking world. I felt like I didn't just have anyone that I could call up and say, hey, let's go to a restaurant, or hey, let's go do whatever it is that I want to do, or we want to do. And any of you who are, entrepreneurs, you may be able to relate to this. We do so much online now. So where do we go to create community? And I was watching Troop Beverly Hills one day by myself, and I was just so inspired. Good old movie. I love it. I still watch it from time to time. And they were earning patches and having fun and going on these field trips to earn these patches. And I thought, man, I want to earn patches just for adulting. Mm-hmm. And I want to have girlfriends that I can call up and go do fun things with. So I posted it because I was about to burst onto Facebook. And oh my gosh, the responses that I got were absolutely just crazy. I think I got like 60 comments just on that one post back before, things were going viral, really, about the time. Anyways, and it really just made me think, I've got to do something with this. Now, G.A.L.S has been all over the place. Of course, COVID hit in 2020. We've done some great stuff with that and trying to ebb and flow. We've done in-person, online, back to in-person, back to online. We've just literally been all over the place. But we're still here. And now we are looking at our next iteration. And Renee, as someone who has been a part of my life for a little while now, I want to say probably about the same time that G.A.L.S opened.
Yeah, we met right before, I think, Galentine's, that first one at the restaurant.
Yes, the first wonderful Galentine's, which was super successful. And then COVID hit. Yes. And we decided to do everything online. Yes. So, but I've been able to watch Dawn, just go from not really totally being sure. And I don't want to share your story too much, so I'm not going to go too much into it, Dawn. I'll let you do that. Not totally knowing what she was doing to growing, learning, investing in herself, truly just putting a lot of time and investment into herself over these last few years until now. So, okay, I'm going to stop because I want Dawn to share her story. So, Dawn, can you share with us in a nutshell? I know that's hard. You've got a lot of story.
You and I both know. So, actually, for me, I actually, you know what? I remember it was at the fashion show casting call. That's where we met, and we had that long conversation. So I've kind of was going through a weird period of my life. I'm a single mom, 2 kids, lots of responsibilities. I was going through lots of different struggles. With that, I had just lost my parents, both my mother and my father, within 6 months. I had surgeries and all this kind of things going on. So I was really kind of like, I didn't know. I needed to do something for myself. I had this space and time. I wanted to invest and I wanted to share my story. Well, I didn't know that's what I wanted to do at first. And even in that search of trying to find my stories, I had some kind of ups and downs and really kind of, I don't know. I think basically, not connecting with the right people, I should say, necessarily, because I had some struggles with that. But then I made some amazing things, made some amazing friends. COVID hit, and then it really kind of took a deeper dive into the different aspects of creating that circle of individuals that were in my that I needed or wanted in my community. That involving G.A.L.S, and then that kind of segued into all the different things. It took a little while. As COVID hit, things changed and delayed things, but it actually gave me more time to really think about what I wanted to do and how I wanted to help and serve for myself, but then also others in my community. So, and here I am.
Yay. Well, let's talk a little bit about community. Then I would love to share some of the ways that you have actually acted on this. So, in creating community, we are told over and over again, Dawn, I'm sure you've probably heard this quote too, that we will become like the 5 people we surround ourselves with, right? Mm-hmm. For me, that has really been vital. We definitely, myself and my husband, have had mentors since the time we were married, both in marriage, parenting, everything, finances, you name it. And it has really helped us to become, who we are today, which I think, I don't know, it's pretty awesome. So I'm really thankful for that. What do you think about that, Dawn?
Well, for me personally, I didn't have that growing up necessarily and in my early relationships and adulthood. So it wasn't really until I wasn't given the manual, I wasn't given the books. I didn't, it was like more of a survival-ish type situation. You had to do what you had to do. And I didn't have time. I didn't think it was as important, but at that time, but now again, but like you said, as I've grown and started learning and you start surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals and so forth, you really see the impact on how that is. Because it's so, I don't know, it's so imperative for me, because you can get your energy taken and drawn away from those that are not truly vested in your best interest. And it's easy to happen. And it's happened to me on a couple of occasions just in this short journey of my own. So yeah, it's important. It's super important to surround your people with your people. So.
Yeah, it's vital, I think. One thing that I looked at when I was creating G.A.L.S was, I was on a personal self-love journey, kind of what you're talking about, Dawn. And I really looked at what value I had to offer in the community, like not just G.A.L.S, but just in general. And one of the things that as we're talking about signature self and we talk about discover you, when I was going through that discovery process, I discovered that I'm really good at bringing the fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was a value that I was not looking at. It was something that I just didn't know how to use, didn't know how to put into action, or any of that. And so, what G.A.L.S has allowed me to do is have a community that I've created, but now have been able to invite so many others in, and I can use that talent and that gift and bring the fun. Is there anything that you have thought of? Like, I mean, you're doing so many things right now. What would you say is like your main value that you add to the world, the community, the things you're doing?
I don't know. I just kind of like bring the shine, bring the enthusiasm. You know, encourage other people um to shine, to make, I guess my new thing is make every day a diva day. That's, I mean, regardless of whatever it is that's happening, today's a new day. Make every day a diva day. Encourage other, and then just try. Another one of my peers have always says, the hardest part is showing up. And I think that's so, so important, because it's always interesting, but I think the most important person to show up is for yourself. I think we show up for our jobs on time. We show up for our parents, your relatives, your kids, your this and that and the other. But then for some reason, for me personally, there would be times that I didn't even, because I didn't have enough energy to show up for myself. And so, being around those individuals, knowing, and having them support me, it made me really take a bigger look and, yeah, know the importance of doing that for others and myself. So,
I love that. And you don't always have to create a community either. You can go and join communities doing things that you enjoy doing. Can
yes.
you share with us, Dawn? You've done that a lot lately. Can you share with us some of the groups that you have joined and the activities that you guys do with those?
I've done quite a few. I enjoy networking events. One of the ones that I enjoy is Moxie with women, for women, or women with Moxie. I've gone to Power, several different other events. I've also collaborated with G.A.L.S and created Coffee Connections. It's a coffee. Non-business related, of any sorts, but just a way for women to connect. Second Tuesday of every month, at La Ti Da, coffee place, and we just kind of chat about each other's and topics and introduce each other and networking. Also, I've done women. Um, what's the actual name of it? It's Women and Entrepreneur Women Business and Hiking, or hike. I don't know the name of the group. I forget how it's worded. But long story short, I've
Okay.
met amazing women, done crazy things. Crazy hikes. I just, weekend before last, summited Mount St. Helens. It's things that when you're around people that are, again, I say the like-minded women, they support you and encourage you to do things that you probably would have necessarily done by yourself or thought of doing. But then again, as you grow and you start to grow and know, it's like, oh my gosh, I completely did that. That was amazing. I'm amazing, and you can be amazing too. That's kind of where I'm at with that. So,
I love that so much, especially these days. We don't have enough in person experiences. We're getting back to that. And I think for a lot of people, there's a fear of, what if I don't fit in, or what if people don't like me, or what. But if you're being you and you're fully being you and allowing that,
mhm.
I think that's more important. And you're going to enjoy it, even if people don't like you. You're just going to go and have fun.
Well, and that I think was one of the big barriers that I had of kind of worrying about what everybody else thought. And, you live your life for so long, and then it comes to a point, it's like, I don't want to say forget about everybody else, but if they're not in your bubble or your circle, and, they're not trying to support you, then it's okay to just let them fall aside to the side because they're not your people. So,
Yes.
um, that's kind of, it's a living and growing type of situation. So it's always evolving, just like when you evolve yourself and you learn different things, because you always continue to grow and you'll have new friends, and friends may not be as supportive. So it's, yeah, be okay with that. It's okay.
I
That's
love
how,
that.
that's
I
how
love that. I think, and I feel like we learn this as kids, but maybe we forget it as adults. But I don't know. At least this is what I learned. I learned that people are also seasonal, right? Not everyone's going to stick around for your whole life. And that's okay. We can allow that and be okay with it.
I
And
agree.
I love what you said. Not my people. I say that a lot. You know what? They're just not my people.
Yeah. I mean, you can have, yeah, there's those five or six people, like you said, it's a different vibe. And you can still grow out of those people sometimes too. Um, but just on the next level kind of, or just that surrounding circle. I mean, it really, yeah, I don't know.
I love it. Well, you're doing great things. That's why I asked you to jump on. And just so you guys know, I didn't prep Dawn with any questions.
I
So
know. I'm like, I'm okay.
she's doing this on the fly. She's doing a great job. Thank you, Dawn. You're doing awesome. When you are talking with women, particularly, I know you talk with a lot of ladies, especially with all the networking that you do. If they were worried about, going out and meeting other people, making connections, creating community, is there like a piece of advice that you would give, especially as it pertains to just fear and worry about rejection? Is there like something that you would share with the audience?
I just say show up. Um, Even if you don't know, I think it was not too long ago, like a month or so ago, I went to kind of resignated. I went to inspirational speaker event kind of thing, and the guy said, "Be the magnet, and everything will kind of attract to you." So regardless of you're trying to be, you just do you. You keep doing you, and people are going to recognize that you are doing you. Period. Regardless of, they may not know, but they're going to know. Like, okay, I've seen her do this, and I've seen her doing this. She's showing up, regardless of who she's showing up for. They don't know. I know who I'm showing up for, but I mean, and then that actually, then that unknowing interest sometimes also sparks that conversation. Like, hey, I've seen you here, here, and here. So what is it that you're doing? But the fear, I would just say show up, because you just never know who you're going to meet. You never know who. It's kind of crazy, these networking circles. Let me tell you, you don't know who you know until like, oh my gosh, dot dot dot. And so and you never know what type of friendships and how they will last, just like you and I, Mariah.
That's
um
right.
it's, yeah, I mean, who would have known, just checking in, people volunteering at a fashion show casting call, here we are, years
Years.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
I love it. I think that's so key, Don. You really nailed it. I think it's just so important to and I guess this is why I think it's such an important part of signature self. It's so important to first know and love yourself, right? And then as you're designing your ideal life, you need people around you to support you, to cheer you on, to, um, help you with your endeavors. I've definitely learned in the entrepreneurial world that you can't build stuff by yourself. I mean, you can, but it's going to be harder, take longer. You're just not going to make the leeway that you'll make by having other people around you to support you. So I love.
I agree with that. I think one odd thing along with that, though, too, is you don't know, because you're in this space of unknowing, but there's always someone that's above you that has a little bit, and it's not a bad thing, that might have more experience or more knowledge, and to be able to help you have an understanding, because of what steps, because they've already experienced it, or they're already teaching that, or something like that. And I feel like the more the merrier. So I feel like the more information, the more community that I can create for myself, the more I can grow as an individual. So yeah.
Can you share maybe, and we'll start to wrap this up, but I feel like this is such an important topic. Can you share maybe a couple of things that have been accomplished that are directly related to you and the community that you've been creating?
With coffee connections, but I also kind of I've done this for a while. I've created Little Dash of Diva. It's where Little Dash of Diva is where I empower women to live their everyday life with a little dash of diva, and diva being the acronym of dedication, intention, vision, and action. Um, it's a how do I want to? It's been in progress, and you don't always know the same thing. I'll just keep going at it and learning from each process of it. But Little Dash of Diva, basically, I empower women to reach their full potential, to strive and create a supportive environment that encourages self confidence, promotes body positivity, and provides resources and educations to foster success. That is actually my my I don't know, I guess it's my mission, or I'm learning these things.
That's okay. It sounds like a mission to me. Yes, yes.
But
I
then
love it.
also to create a community of strong, independent, and capable women who make a positive impact in the world while making every day a diva day.
I love it. Yay! It's so
So
fun.
it's kind of
I love that.
crazy because Mariah, you have kind of seen where I started with this umbrella of things and kind of where it's gone. And I keep going back to the drawing board. I keep experiencing different life things. And I've had setbacks in this whole journey, but each time I've taken the things that I've experienced and learned and then put them forward to the next piece of it. And it just keeps growing and stronger. And um, it's been amazing journey. So I say, you always just go back to the drawing board. Things happen, things grow. If you put yourself out there, things can happen. And if you put yourself around people that are like-minded and support you, lots of things can happen and they can help you show you the way. So
Oh, so good. So good. Well, I do appreciate you jumping on, Dawn. I know it was the last second. I was like, hey,
right,
I'm doing this today. You want to hop on and share?
right. I'm like, sure. Why not? Why not? Why
No
not?
questions prepped with, nothing. Let's just jump on. But, I think you are such a beautiful example of, really learning to love yourself more, gaining confidence, and then taking that and putting it out in the world, just really being you and being unapologetic about it and just looking for opportunities, looking for things that you can, be a part of. And I absolutely love that about you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up. There's plenty more that we could talk about for creating community. I mean, oh my gosh. I would just end with this, and maybe you can give a final thought too, Dawn. For me, I want to create a group of women that I can trust. They're going to have good conversations about me behind my back. I don't worry about that. And two, that are going to cheerlead me on in life. And that is like so key and has really been the thing that has catapulted my success and everything that I'm doing. So make sure you find that for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Show show up. Showing up is the hardest thing. Because you show up for everybody else. So most importantly, show up for yourself. And then put yourself out there too, because you just never know. And then go to those networkings. You'll feel it. And if either you feel it or you don't feel it. And you'll find your people. You'll find your group of people that inspire you, that encourage you. And I think really that is the most important thing, because I think a lot of times, or at least for me, I felt like I could do everything on my own, or I could do this, that, and the other. But you can always find other people that can help encourage you. And, because when you have those down days, you always want someone to help make your diva day happen. So, all right. You have done that on many occasions for me. So, and as a gals and as a group too. So, and all my other mentors. So, yeah.
Love it.
You want to reach out? Reach out. So,
yes. If you would love to talk with Dawn Renee some more, I know she would love to chat with you guys. Same here. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to reach out. We're going to continue to share in G.A.L.S, all of our amazing ladies. I love that we got to have Dawn Renee on today. So if you guys have any questions, anything that we can help you with, feel free to reach out. And I think that's it for today then. So until next time, have a fantastic day. And Dawn, do you want to end with your wonderful little saying there?
hey, it's Dawn Renee, or which one? Little Dash of Diva, empowering women to live their everyday life with a little dash of diva.
Yay.